The 80s gave us many memorable animated TV series, and surely we all have fond memories of certain cartoons from that golden era. One such cartoon was the famous Voltron, that was released in 1984 and took us for a ride in a universe of science fiction, fantasy, and robots. Created by Ted Koplar and Peter Keefe, this cartoon was released under the name Lion Force Voltron, and had 2 seasons. Later, there were many adaptations and reboots, including an extensive Netflix series that did justice to the show. However, today we will explore the original animated version and tell you everything there is to know about the Voltrons. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What was the show all about? The show was centered around the legend of Voltron, a defender of the universe. Voltron was a mighty robot who fought evil and maintained peace in the universe. After being subjected to a curse, Voltron was dismantled and broken into 5 parts that ended up in different places on the planet Eris. When the evil forces of Zarkon attacked the planet Eris, a group of space explorers was entrusted with the secret of how to assemble and activate Voltron in such times of crisis. These space explorers then worked together to become a part of the Voltron force that fought against Zarkon. The first season was titled Lion Force Voltron, and was based on a Japanese series called Galleon. It ran for a total of 52 episodes, and was later followed by a part 2 that consisted of 20 episodes. The show also had various special releases and spin-off series, and in total, the Voltron franchise consists of 200 episodes. Let us explore the first few of them and get an idea about the show's storyline. Exploring the first few episodes and the overall story arc. The show's first episode, titled Space Explorers Captured, begins with an introduction from Keefe, the leader of the scout team. Besides Keefe, the scout team consists of 4 more members: Lance, Pidge, Hunk, and Sven. The team is approaching the planet Eris, and they have been sent by the Galaxy Alliance. The Galaxy Alliance's headquarters is known as Galaxy Garrison, located on Earth. The Alliance was formed after several planets came together to maintain peace within the galaxy, and the scout team works under the direct orders of the garrison. As Keith and the scout team reach the planet Eris, Keith notices that the planet is caught in the midst of an asteroid shower that may or may not be volcanic. Then they notice that the Hyris, Princess Allura, is under attack and that her spaceship has been destroyed. Keith concludes that this attack must be orchestrated by King Zarkon, an evil force in the galaxy who wishes to conquer planet Eris. Keith takes a closer look at the planet and contacts the Galaxy Garrison to inform them that he'll be initiating landing protocol so that he can protect his friends on Eris. They use their telescanner to observe the place from afar and see that the planet is empty and the streets are deserted. The place looks like it's in huge trouble, and Keith hopes that the people of Eris took to their underground shelters for safety. As they approach the planet, Zarkon's attack ship destroys the scout team's spaceship as well. Back at the Galaxy Garrison, the Chief Marshals explore the possibility that Zarkon's forces have captured the scout team. They explore the option of sending a rescue team, but reject the idea since Zarkon's planet is over 2,000 light years away. Moreover, they are reassured that the scout team will find a way to escape since they are thoroughly trained in survival and self-defense. The Chief Marshal then mentions a legend on planet Eris about a castle of lions that held a secret to building a super robot named Voltron. The Chief Marshal wonders if this robot could save the space explorers. Thousands of light years away, a prison ship containing the space explorers makes its way from planet Eris to Zarkon's planet Doom. Zarkon addresses his army of followers and declares that he no longer needs to fear the Galaxy Alliance now that he has captured their scout team. One of their people in his court raises the question of Voltron, but Zarkon brushes it off and does not see Voltron as a real threat. In the meantime, the space explorers are held captive in a special cell in Zarkon's palace. Zarkon is holding a tournament in his palace, Doom, and intends to bring the scout team in as the final contenders in the fight against a terrifying beast. The space explorers wonder how to escape this situation, as Zarkon has even marked their arms with tattoos. Keith suggests they use their brains rather than their brawn, and the 5 space explorers finally locate a window high up in their cell. Pidge jumps to the window and looks out of it to find that their prison cell is right beside the monster cell. Pidge ties a rope around the iron bars, and Hunk then twists the window's iron bars to make a hole big enough for the space explorers to escape. As they jump from the height, the space explorers cling to the vultures in the skies, and the birds drop them off in an eerie place surrounded by skulls. They finally locate Zarkon's arena and spot the prison spaceship that brought them there. As they try to escape in the ship, Zarkon's guards spot them and launch an attack. However, the space explorers finally manage to escape, and Sven drives their spaceship right into Zarkon's crown room. After damaging the place, the space explorers set off in the prison spaceship, while Zarkon orders his troops to follow them and shoot lasers at them. The space explorers struggle to maneuver their ship amid this attack, but their ship finally stabilizes on the planet of Eris. They wonder what caused their spaceship to regain control, and finally spot a statue with mystical powers that helped them with a safe landing. As they look around, they spot the Castle of Lions, where the secret of Voltron is hidden. According to this legend, Voltron was an invincible robot who defended the universe against evil. However, Zarkon resorted to witchcraft and sent the evil witch Hagar in the disguise of a beautiful space goddess. Hagar lured Voltron closer and sent an enormous energy charge through him. Though her attack worked to some extent, it could not wholly destroy Voltron. Instead, his body was split into 5 parts, and each of these parts became a robot lion. The space explorers planned to find the secret to bringing these lions out of their hidden dens so they can come together to form Voltron again. According to the legend, 2 of these lions would become Voltron's legs, 2 of the lions would become his arms, and finally 1 would form the head. As the episode ends, Keith gets ready to find the Castle of Lions and locate these lions in order to bring Voltron back. In the next episode, titled Escape to Another Planet, the space explorers finally land on planet Eris and send a message to the Galaxy Garrison. Keith orders the group to eject out of the spaceship, and they all land on their own in the middle of a desert. They wonder what to do without a spaceship when Pidge suggests that they find the Castle of Lions. While the space explorers are in the midst of a discussion, they are attacked by some civilians on planet Eris. Hunk tries to scare these civilians away and is angered by the fact that they have to fight for these people. Finally, the space explorers set out on a hike to find the castle, since it is pretty unsafe to stand in the desert waiting for Zarkon's next attack. In the meantime, Zarkon sends many spaceships to planet Eris to locate the space explorers, and is pretty sure that they've landed on Eris. The fog in the skies makes it difficult for Zarkon's forces to find the space explorers, who have managed to locate the castle undetected. They observe the statues around the castle and notice that these statues are growling. Finally, they get access to the castle's door and walk towards it in the hopes of finding the key to Voltron. The castle's doors open on their own, and Keith is suspicious of how quiet the place seems. Nevertheless, they step inside and the door closes behind them, leaving them trapped. They try to escape, but a strange man tells them they cannot escape since they are strangers who can't be trusted. The man introduces himself as the castle's diplomat, who is now just a keeper of these ruins. He also mentions Voltron, and the space explorers ask him to give them the key to Voltron so that they can save this planet. The man, who we know as Karan, then promises to assist them in any way he can and introduces them to Princess Allura. Corin tells them that they are the only survivors of the royal court, and Allura expresses her sadness over the state of Eris. Keith promises to help her save the place and inquires about Voltron. Corin tells them that after Hagar turned Voltron into 5 separate lions, each of these mechanical lions fell to the ground. All of these lions ended up in different parts of the planet as they landed, and Zarkon then managed to crush the planet of Eris, since Voltron was now indisposed. Corin also tells them that though these lions are on Eris, they don't know the secret key to assembling them, since King Alfor was the only one to possess the key. The space explorers then promised to find these lions and become the Voltron force that would defeat Zarkon and defend planet Eris from evil rule. In the meantime, Zarkon sends his forces to Eris and orders them to find the Voltron force at any cost. On the other side, Corin and Princess Allura take the Voltron force to their control room and hand them new uniforms as part of their tradition. Corin then tells them the lion's location, starting from the black lion that is on top of the lion monument outside the palace. The red lion lies beneath the fiery lava of the volcano, the green lion is hidden deep in the forests, and the blue lion is at the bottom of the sea. The yellow lion is hidden deep in the desert, and Corin tells them that they have underground tunnels that connect to these lions. He then shows them how to connect the lions to form Voltron, and advises that they need 5 keys in order to gain access to the lion ships. The third episode of the show, titled A Ghost and 4 Keys, begins in Castle Doom, where Zarkon demands that the Voltron force must be defeated. Zarkon's royal witch Hagar tells him that the Voltron force must have gotten their hands on the Voltron formula. Zarkon then sends his rogue beast monster to Commander Uruk's ship, hoping that this will provide some assistance in capturing the Voltron force. However, his commander is offended by this gesture and declares that he does not need Zarkon's rogue monster to capture the Voltron force. On the other side of planet Eris, Corrin tells the Voltron force that just gathering the lion ships is not enough. They need special keys to activate them, and these keys were placed in King Alfor's tomb with him. Pidge steps out to keep an eye on Zarkon's army, while the rest of the group walk past highly advanced technology to reach the royal crypt. As they enter the room, they hear the voice of King Alfor, who makes a ghostly appearance to greet the Voltron force. He also allows the group to open his tomb and retrieve the keys, but they only find 4 keys within this coffin. The 5th key belongs to the Black Lion, and Voltron cannot be operated without all of them. They decide to look for the key later, as Zarkon's forces launch an attack on the Castle of Lions. Pidge shoots his laser guns at Commander Uruk and his army of robots and finds himself cornered by them. He contacts the Voltron force, who decide to take their chances with just the 4 keys they have. They request Corrin to show them the lion ships, but he refuses to show them the way until they have the 5th key. Time keeps running out, and the Voltron force, consisting of Keith, Sven, Lance, and Hank, decides to go out and rescue Pidge without any defense. Princess Allura insists they cannot step out just like this, and orders Corrin to show them to the lion ships. He finally caves in and activates the system by which each of them can ride an elevator to the lion ship. The mechanism works with just the 4 keys, and all the lions except the black one make their way to the ships. The Voltron forces then set out to rescue Pidge, who finds himself falling into a secret cave within the mountains while escaping Zarkon's army of robots. Within this cave, Pidge comes across a group of civilians. On the other side, the 4 lion ships handled by the Voltron force launch an attack on Commander Uruk's ship and manage to corner him. Pidge watches the lion ships from afar, and he wants to join them so they can complete the Voltron force. However, the civilians in the cave stop him from stepping out. As Uruk struggles to fight against Keith and his Voltron force, the witch Hagar steps in and offers her powers to strengthen Uruk. The 4 lion ships come together to fight Uruk, but they are easily defeated without the power of the 5th key. They are determined to find the 5th key and finally defeat Zarkon, and the saga continues in the next episode. The 4th episode, titled A Missing Key, follows the Voltron force's adventures as they try to locate the key to the Black Lion's ship. The episode begins with Corrin and Princess Allura awaiting the return of the Voltron force, but they seem to have fallen to the ground after being defeated by Commander Uruk. Corrin contacts the Galaxy Garrison and discusses the probability of sending out help to the Voltron force. However, they soon dismiss this idea once again and are hopeful that at least Pidge will make his way back to the castle. In the meantime, one of the civilians helps Pidge find an alternate way to the Castle of Lions. The man shows him a secret passage from within the cave walls and finds a lever that opens a pathway to the castle. Pidge returns to the castle and visits Corrin and Princess Allura, who update Pidge on the status of the Voltron force. Pidge is optimistic that they are not lost at any cost, and that they might just be out searching for him. As Pidge worries about his friends, Hunk's transmitter turns on, and Pidge hears the sound of his friend's snores. Pidge tries to establish some contact, and finally Keith replies with a message that they are alive and safe within their lion ships. Pidge asks his team to come back to the castle so that they can find the 5th key together. He also promises to never go out alone again and cause any trouble for the Voltron force. The Voltron force returns to the castle and are reunited with Paige. They ask Corrin if he has been able to locate the 5th key, but there seems to be no progress. They check through the entire castle twice and even look through King Alfor's tomb once again. Finally, they spot a mouse hole in the crypt, and Pidge says that this hole must have been created by the space mice. Pidge claims that they are his friends, and that he can show the team where they live. Keith and Pidge trap the mice and then interrogate them about the missing key. Finally, Princess Allura intervenes and says that these mice are her friends, who kept her company through her lonely childhood. She asks the Voltron force to rescue these mice, and she herself asks them about the keys. The space mice tell her that they thought the key was a good luck charm, so they brought it to their nest. the Voltron Force free the mice on the condition that they get them the missing key right away. The mice immediately return the key to Princess Allura, who then hands it over to Corrin. Corrin exclaims that this is the correct key, and the spirit of Voltron will now live again. At the same moment, King Alfor appears in spirit form, and wonders why Corrin has reawakened Voltron's spirit. Alfor gives him his blessings to bring Voltron back, and he wishes them the best in saving the planet. In the meantime, Zarkon's forces start blasting laser bombs across the planet, and intend to destroy the whole place. The Voltron Force assesses these attacks from a screen within the castle's control room, and they decide to get the Lions and form Voltron. Corrin puts forth his concerns regarding the Voltron Force's safety, but Keefe insists that they must get moving since nobody is safe if they stand here watching the laser attacks from a distance. Princess Allura wishes them a safe journey, and the Voltron Force travels through 5 different underground tunnels in their lion ships to locate the lions. They activate their keys and get to the lions while Zarkon's forces prepare to attack them once again. The Voltron Force then decides to jump at Zarkon's monster in order to defeat him, but none of their strategies seem to work. Finally, all 5 of them come together and form Voltron's head and limbs. Voltron withstands all the monster's blasts without sustaining any damage to his metal body, and then wields a sword to get rid of Zarkon's monster. Finally, the Voltron Force manages to defeat Zarkon's forces in the form of an all-powerful Voltron robot. In this way, the Voltron Force came together to defeat Zarkon and protect the galaxy from all evil. The episodes mostly evolved around the Voltron Force facing one crisis or another, as they try to protect planet Eris and the entire universe by using the powers of the King of Robots, Voltron.
Set activator keys. Keys set. Countdown to launch.
Exploring the memorable characters of the show, the scout team formed by the Galaxy Garrison consists of Keefe, Sven, Lance, Hunk, and Pidge. They later joined forces with Princess Allura to become the Voltron Force that pilots Voltron's limbs. Keith was the leader of the team, and he piloted the Black Lion. Keith always looked out for his team, and together, they managed to defeat Zarkon on many occasions. He was the voice of reason, and the others greatly respected his opinions and followed his orders. Lance piloted the Red Lion, and he had quite the temperament. Besides being hot-headed, Lance also had a sharp tongue and was occasionally quite sarcastic. Pidge was the 3rd member of the Voltron Force, and he was quite the genius when it came to science and technology. He also assisted the group in their escape plans and piloted the Green Lion. Hunk was a well-built, powerful team member, but he was also quite soft-hearted. He piloted the Yellow Lion. Finally, Sven was the group's assigned pilot and often took up task of maneuvering their spaceship across the galaxy. He was partnered with the Blue Lion, but he later left the group to work with Rommel. He became part of an advanced force that primarily focused on Planet Doom, but he occasionally returned to fight alongside the Voltron Force. Princess Allura was the heir to the Kingdom of Eris, and was the daughter of King Alfor. After her father's death, Allura became the ruler of the planet, and also joined the Voltron Force. In Sven's absence, Princess Allura piloted the Blue Lion. She had a group of pet mice that could understand and even mimic human speech. Moreover, Princess Allura also was the love interest of the evil Prince Lotor, son of Zarkon. Zarkon was the evil king of the Drool Empire, who had set up his castle on Planet Doom. The Drool Empire was an intergalactic force that consisted of aliens who followed Zarkon's orders. Initially, they resided on Planet Drool, but later relocated to Planet Doom after their home planet exploded. Zarkon seldom fought any battles himself, and instead he sent his army of followers to attack the planets and defeat the Voltron Force. He also had a son named Prince Lotor, whom he often sent on missions as a scapegoat for Zarkon's failures. Zarkon was the one to get rid of Voltron in the first place, and he believed that this robot could not defeat him even if it returned. Zarkon also had his eyes set on planet Eris, and was determined to conquer Eris and become its ruler. He had once killed Princess Allura's father, Alfor, in battle, and was a formidable opponent when he did step onto the battlefield. Marvelous Verdict, a legacy worth remembering. Voltron is one of those shows that leaves behind a wave of nostalgia whenever it comes up in any discussion. It was one of the best animated shows in the 80s, and most definitely one of the best robot cartoons ever made. The show had a wider arc that ranged various seasons and hundreds of episodes, and each episode brought forth a unique plotline that was a breath of fresh air. It brought together witchcraft, fantasy, and space travel, which combined to form a perfect blend of elements that kept the viewers entertained. The show had wonderful character designs and graphics, and the animation was also pretty well executed. The main characters were voiced by notable names such as Peter Cullen, Neil Ross, and Jack Angel, who did a marvelous job at bringing these characters to life. Though it has expanded into a franchise, Voltron is still considered an underrated cartoon packed with action and adventure. The show also promoted themes of friendship and teamwork and made for a very fun watch, especially for children. Though there have been many versions of the show, the 1984 Voltron Defenders of the Universe is undoubtedly the most loved Voltron series and has left behind quite a legacy.
Form Blazing Sword!
To sum it up, Voltron was a classic television show that gave us a lot of fond memories back in the day. It was the perfect blend of adventure, science fiction, and fantasy, and made for a thoroughly enjoyable watch. The show received many positive reviews from the viewers, and ever since has made many spin-offs and reboots that do justice to the essence of the spirit of Voltron. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
Congratulations!